Yeah, one second.
I'm gonna count back in there. If I had the all waters in it, I can just put the thing up. The walls are different.
Live.
Go on.
All right, this is the Sabbath service. So we start off by blowing the horn,
SHALAM.
which means to Israel. So this is how we do the Sabbath service. We do the Sabbath service every week because the Sabbath service is what? Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. There's none of this lunar Sabbath for this year. This for these lunatics talking about the lunar Sabbath and listen, man, it's just all nonsense. We're gonna do the all right. We're gonna do the Lord's prayers. We're gonna do it in the Hebrew, and then we're gonna also do it in the English.
Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malak Wafka, Taba'ah, Rat Zaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratza, Kawa, Hayah, Ba Shemayim, Nafaninawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Ba Salakinawa, Kaba Wafinawa, Ka Salakinawa, Kaba Wafinawa, Wala'ah, Taba Ya'ainawa, Bana Sayawan, Abba, Hawashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalaka, Waha Allah, Waha Para, La'Iwalamyam, Amen.
Now we're going to do it in the English. Our Father,
art
in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory.
Forever. So be it. And the prayer for the power of Yahweh. Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. Baba Kushah. Nafaninawa. Haka. Larapa'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Haka. Lataha. Hamatazarayim. Haka. Lahakwiyam. Hamathiyam. Haka. Arakawa. Hatama Allah. Lagarashan. Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai. The water Aman.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you. So be it. And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayam, Matah Zabiyah, Allah Wapihanna, Ha Allah Wapiam, Ha Suranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayayayam, Wa Akwafiam, Yahweh, Wa Hashem Yahweh Shai, Wa Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you.
So be it. Psalms 121, Asher Ayanya, Al-Hahayam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratza, Al-Gatan, Lamawat, Regaka, Al-Yanawam, Shemaka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamah, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayat, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakayaka, Wayarak, Belayala, Yahweh, Yashamaka, Makal Rai, Yashama, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashama, Taza'afka, Babawa Aika, Ma'aika, Wa'aik Iwalam. Amen.
In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth
will
thee
not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is the shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going
and
out
thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth,
From this time forth,
even forevermore.
or even forevermore,
So be it.
so be it. Psalm 83, Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al Damayalaka,
Al-Damiyalaka,
Al Takarash,
Al-Fakarash,
Al Tashakwat,
Al-Fashakwat,
Al Kiyahana,
Al-Kiyahana,
Abab Yaka,
Al-Wabika,
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Imaka,
Al-Aimaka,
Ya'ayabamba,
Al-Amram,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayathaya wa Aitazawa,
Wayafa, Aitazwa,
Al Tazar Pawanyaka,
Al-Tizar, Pawanika,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Lakawa,
Makawa,
Wanyakakidam,
Wanyakakidam,
Magaya,
Makawa,
Wala Yazaka,
Wala Ayazaka,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa Aitazawa,
Nawa Aitazwa,
Laba,
Laba,
Lakadwa,
Kadwa,
Ayaka,
Alika,
Baya,
Baya,
Yakawafwa,
Yakarafwa,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa Yashama Alayam,
Yashma'al,
Mawa Abba,
Mawa'aba,
Wahagayam,
Mahagayim,
Gabor,
Gabon,
Wa Imawan,
Wa'imawan,
Wa Imalak,
Wa'imala,
Palashah,
Kalashah,
Imishabya,
Abishamba,
Tazawa,
Tazawu,
Gum Ashawa,
Ram Ashawal,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zawawai,
Sarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Sabanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aishalaham,
Aishalahum,
Kamadyan,
Kamadjum,
Kasaya Sarah,
Asaya Sarah,
Kayabyan,
Kayapam,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Koyashwan,
Parawashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayandura,
Bayandura,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La Adama,
Adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayafamwa,
Nadaya Bawa,
Nadaya Mawak,
Ka'ira,
Ka'agra,
Wakazabak,
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 Wakatazal,
Wakatazal,
Manai,
Manai,
Kaunasayakamba,
Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Aimawa,
Imawa,
Nairashah,
Narashah,
Lanawa,
Nalawa,
Af,
Af,
Na'awa,
Na'awa,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Shayafamwa,
Kadagala,
Gargala,
Pakwash,
Akash,
Lapaniraka,
Panyaruka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Taba'aya Yara,
Kaba Ara,
Wayakaba,
Wayakaba,
Sakya, Wakalaba, Salakya,
Wakalaba,
Salahat,
Salaha,
Hayam,
Hayam,
Kantabadakma,
Faradakma,
Basa Iraka,
Asa Irka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapafka,
Wapaka,
Tabalaham,
Wabalahim,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayab, Pashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Bashwa,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayab, Pashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Bashwa,
Wayaba'awa,
Wayab, Awa,
Aidi Ai,
Aidi,
Wayakapawa,
Wayab, Kawa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayab, Abadwa,
Wayada Iwa,
Wayab, the Iwa,
Kaya Ata,
Kaya Afa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Badka,
Al Yawan,
Al-Yawam,
Al Kahar,
Al-Kahar,
Arataza,
Al-Raptazar,
Aman.
in the English, keep not thy silence,
Keep not thy
O
silence,
Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
hold not thy peace,
and hold not thy
and
peace,
be not still,
and be not
O
still,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
for lo,
for
thine enemies
thine
make
enemies
it to mock,
make it to mock,
they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up their head,
have lifted up their
they
head.
have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy
and
people,
consulted against thy hidden ones,
and have consulted against thy hidden
they
ones.
have said,
They have said,
come,
Come,
and let us cut them off,
and let us cut them
from
off
being a nation,
from being a
that
nation,
the name of Israel
that the name of
may be
Israel
no more in remembrance,
may be no more in
for they have
remembrance.
consulted together,
For they have consulted together
with one consent,
with one consent.
they are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against
the
thee,
tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of
and
Edom,
the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites
Moab,
of
and
Moab,
the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabor,
Gabor,
Ammon,
and Ammon,
Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the
the
Philistines,
inhabitants of Tyre,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
I shall also be joined with
They have
them.
hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto them,
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to
at
Jabin,
the brook
at the brook
Kisan,
of Kisan,
which perished,
which perished
at Endor.
at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became a dung for the
Make
earth,
their nobles like Arab,
made their nobles like
and
Oreb
like Zeeb,
and like Zayed.
yea,
Yea,
all their princes
all their princes, as a bar, and a Zalmunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession, all my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever, yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know, that thou whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high, over the whole earth, so be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, all things living, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now, and evils, and curses, punishment, and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, Israelite brothers, and the school, send evils, and curses, and punishment, and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches, to enter into thy sanctuary, send evils, and curses, punishment, and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek's synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, posse comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth, and consume them. Let the plagues check the house of the thief, and the murderer. Let Yahweh Michael, and Gabriel come down to the flying saucers, and punish all the heathen that come up against us, and speak thy word, cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it, cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world, cause them to shake at thy coming, in the name of Yahweh. Thank you, always, so be. Put your order for this. What was your last time?
I think we are on Exodus 23 now. All right, we're going to start off in
Exodus
23 and 1. Yeah, it was 23 and 1.
Exodus 23 and 1. La'ar, Thashar, Shammai, Shawar, Al, Thashath, Yadal, Aim, Rashai, Lahayaf, Aid, Hamam. La'ar, Thahaya, Akaraya, Ra Bayam, La Ra'aitha, Wala'ar, Tha'ai Nawar, Al Rabah, Lanatak, Akaya, Rabayim, Lahataf, Wadal, La'ar, Thahadar, Bara, Yabawa, Ma, Kaya, Thapa, Ga'ai, Shawar, Ayabad, Awa, Thamar, Rawa, Thaiha, Hashab, Thashar, Yaba, Nawa, Wala, Kaya, Thara, Aha, Kama, Wara, Shanya, Ad, Ba, Sakya, Rabatazar, Thakaf, Shama, Awa, Waka, Dalaf, Ma'ai, Wab, Lawa, Sakya, Iwab, Wab, Ma'aiwa, Imawa, La'a, Thata, Mashapat, Han Abba Yanaka, Bara, Yabawa, Madabar, Shakwa, Sarakwa, Wana Koya, Watazar, Dayakwa, Al, Thaha, Raga, Kaya, La'a, Atazar, Dayak, Rasha'ai.
All right, the brother read 7 verses in the Hebrew. So now we're gonna read 7. He's gonna read 7 verses in the English, and then we're gonna explain the verses in the English. The reason we read the Hebrew and the English is because people nowadays speak English and don't understand the Hebrew. So we don't want to be like barbarians onto you reading something that you don't understand. So that's why we do it in the English. Whereas in the kingdom, we're just gonna read once everyone knows the language, we'll just read in that language. Go ahead.
Exodus 23:1. Thou shalt not raise a false report.
Thou shalt not raise a false report. Like a false report is what? You lying, saying someone did something that they didn't do. That's a false report. Same like when you phone the police on someone and say he done such and such when he didn't do nothing. Because by you raising a false report, your false report comes with some actions. Either an innocent man could go to jail, an innocent man can get in some situations that he could have avoided because of your false report. Like that brother in America that got shot by the 2 cops because what? They had some false reports saying what? There's a burglar in the city or something. Apparently, it came out that there was no one reported any burglaries. So obviously, you ain't supposed to raise a false report. You raising a false report can be the difference between someone living and dying. So before you tell a lie on someone, you need to think about that. It can have bigger complications. Go ahead.
Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
And now, you shouldn't be an unrighteous witness. You putting your hand with the wicked, meaning the wicked know what they're doing is wrong, and you side with them and lie on somebody else. This person did this. This person done that. You lie on somebody because you putting your hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness, meaning you're claiming to witness something that you didn't see. A witness is what? Someone who was an eyewitness to a situation, who saw it. Now you're lying, saying, yeah, I witnessed this person do such and such, even though you didn't. By you being an unrighteous witness, you could get somebody killed, man. You could get someone thrown in jail by being an unrighteous witness. Now, if you didn't see nothing, if you're not sure, you can't speak on it, man, because you ain't sure. Read on.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
And that right there is talking about you ain't supposed to be perverting the court of justice, meaning what? You prevent justice happening because of the way you're speaking ain't what really happened. Either you're making situations better for somebody and worse for somebody else, but you're not telling the truth. You ain't supposed to do that, man. You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to be a respecter of persons. If you're friends with someone, you still have to speak the truth, man. Like wrong is wrong and right is right. You ain't supposed to stop someone from getting the judgment that they receive, man. If one of your friends steals something, you're supposed to say, "Yo, that's wrong, man. Give it back." You ain't supposed to be stealing.
That's
You
right.
ain't supposed to be like, "Oh, no, here's my friend. Don't worry, you can keep that phone. I didn't see him take it. I didn't see him take it." Everybody else is saying, "Nah, I've seen him take it," and you're saying, "Nah, he didn't take it." When you know he took it, you ain't supposed to speak like that to stop people from getting a judgment that they deserve, man, or punishment that they deserve. Go ahead.
Neither shall thou countenance a poor man in his cause.
Meaning what? You ain't supposed to look at a man and feel sorry for a man because he's poor. Like if someone steals, it's wrong. Whether you're rich or poor, stealing is wrong. Whether you're rich or poor, killing is wrong. You ain't supposed to countenance a man like look at him and be like, "Oh, he's poor, so we let him off. He's poor, so we feel sorry for him." Wrong is wrong. Like this is how the Lord works. Wrong is wrong, man. Wrong is wrong and right is right. But what society does today is what they prefer the rich man, meaning a man who's rich gets off cases that a poor man couldn't never get off. And why do they let him off? Because he's rich. Because he's got money. What do? They settle out of court with a large sum of money.
That's right.
Whereas they never give a poor man the option to settle out of court. He has to go to jail and sit in jail for years. Whereas the rich man, he does worse than the poor man and gets to settle out of court. Read on.
If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it to him again.
He says, if you meet your enemy's ox. So what? Even amongst ourselves back then, we had enemies, man. We had enemies back then. People think when we lived in the land and whatnot, that we was just it was like a fairy tale. They thought niggas didn't get angry with each other. They thought we didn't have fallouts. They thought we didn't get along and stop getting along. All of that thing was going on, man. This is listen. The Bible's real life, and what we're living is real life. Like people think when we go back to the kingdom, some stardust is gonna get sprinkled on us, and your brain's just not gonna function no more. You're not gonna think certain things. Listen, man. Back in the kingdom, man, or back when we was amongst each other when we came out of Egypt, the Lord put laws in place because the Lord knew what we're gonna have disagreements. The Christian church makes it like no one's supposed to have disagreements. Listen, man, we're gonna have disagreements, man, and there's ways to deal with our disagreements. But nowadays in 2020, we don't know how to deal with our disagreements, so we get knives and guns. Whereas the Lord said, if your enemy's ox goes astray, you must return it back to him. Bearing in mind, this is your enemy, which means what? This is a man you can't stand. Probably a man you hate that you can't stand. Now, if his ox went astray, or nowadays something happened to he loses something, can you find it and you go and give it back to him? That right there would probably end the beef between both of you.
That's right.
The Lord's put a way for you to end that beef in here. His ox goes missing and you return it to him. How can that man still decide to be an enemy after that, man? That man will be like, you know what? Though me and him was enemies, he still made sure I had food on my table because he returned my ox back to me, man. He still made sure my livelihood still exists, I still can work, but return my ox back to me. That's how it's supposed to be. This is a way for us to reconcile, man. A brother that hates you, man, and that's why Christ said, do good unto those that hate you, and then you heap coals on his head. That's what Christ is talking about, man. This right here, meaning what? A man hates you, your enemies with him, and you see his ox, you return it back to him. Whereas now in 2020, if our enemy loses something, we happy, man. If our enemy goes to jail for 25 years, we happy, man. We're like, he's in jail for 25 years, service, right? Whereas the Lord don't want us to be like that, man. The scriptures don't want, the Lord said in the Bible, he don't want us to be like that, man. If a man lost his ox, we must return it back to him. Go ahead.
If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under a burden.
If you see his ox back then lying under an ass, which is a donkey lying under a burden, meaning a donkey's job is to what? Transport stuff, and you put stuff on its back to carry it, which is heavy. Now, if this donkey's lying down under all these stuff because it's fell over and all these stuff is on top of the donkey and the donkey can't get back up, that's what he's talking about, lying under his burden. A donkey's burden is whatever this donkey has to carry. Read on. Saying like your car's burden is to carry you if you've got a punctured tire today and whatnot. If we see you with a punctured tire and we're enemies and you run out of petrol or whatnot, and we've got a spare petrol can, we're supposed to say, yeah, bro, I got some petrol here. Whereas nowadays we wouldn't do that because we're so far removed from the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
And wouldst forbid to help him, thou shalt surely help with him.
He said, thou shalt help him, man. He can't get that donkey up by himself. We must help him, man. Say, all right, then you need a hand. Same like if a brother runs out of petrol, but your enemy's with him, and you've got a petrol can, or you take him to the petrol station to fill up his can, and then you take him back to his car. Like that. That's how we're supposed to be. And then that right there is a way for us to reconcile. Man, we was enemies before, and then you've just helped this brother out in a way where he's gonna be thankful that you helped him. There's no way he should help you after that, man. Any man with a brain, any man with a conscience wouldn't hate you after that, man. He'd be like, you know what? Me and you was enemies, but all that beef squashed now. Right. That beef right there would be squashed. Like even in the midst of us being enemies, the Lord still gives us way to squash that beef. Whereas in this day and age, no one wants to squash their beef. Whereas the Lord gave us ways out, man. The Lord gave us ways out, man. Like most people don't want to squash beef because of what? They feel like, if I phone him and tell him I don't want this beef no more, he's going to think I'm a coward. Listen, man, the Lord gave you a better way than you phoning him, man. The Lord says, yo, this brother needs help, you help him. No way can he have beef with you after that. He would have to go to people and say, me and him had an issue, and you know what, I was on my face, I had no petrol in my car, and this guy that I thought hated me came and put petrol in my car, man. No way after that should he still hate you. That right there would what? Stop us stabbing on the street, man. Stop us shooting on the street, man. Once we realize what we all got something in common, and what you'll realize is most gang members, we all have something in common, man. Newtown, Handsworth, Aston, they all hate each other, but guess what? They all got the same hobbies. We all listen to the same music. We all similar, like we all like the same kind of things. Whereas if we just sat down and spoke, we'd get along, man, because we're the same people. All of us is the same people, separated by a postcode. That's it. But really, we're the same, man. Read on.
Thou shalt surely help him. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of the poor in its course. Keep thee far from a false matter.
Keep thee far from a false matter, man. Keep thee far from a false matter. Meaning, you just because someone's rich or poor, you ain't supposed to stop them from getting the judgment. If wrong is wrong, no matter how you look at it, whether you're super rich or whether you're super poor, listen, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, committing adultery is still wrong, man. But if you're rich, you get away with it. If you're poor, you don't get away with it. That's how this society works. But when we run in the land, rich or poor, you're getting the same punishment, man. Wrong is wrong. Read on.
And the innocent and the righteous slay thou not.
And the innocent and the righteous, you ain't supposed to put forth a false matter which gets a righteous man and an innocent man killed. Like there's plenty of innocent people who are in jail for 30 years for something they didn't do. And what does Esau do? Based off one lying witness, what does Esau do? Lock them in jail for 30 years, and when he realized they didn't commit the crime, what does he give them like £1 million?
Oh, yeah. 5 years later, when it's too late. Exactly. You can't buy back time.
Yeah, exactly. You can't buy back 20 years of your time. £1 million ain't worth 20 years of your time, man. So now you've sat in jail for 20 years of the time, lost your best years. You was in the prime of your life. You see the prime when all the women was interested in you and whatnot. Now,
the best memories with your children is when they're young, man. He wants to link up with their son when he's 15, man. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You can't push him on the swing when he's 15, man.
Exactly.
You can't put him on the slide when he's 15. You know what I mean? You come out of jail, your son's already a big man, probably got grandkids already, and they want to give you $1 million, man. Settle that down.
Exactly, like $1 million meant to just make you forget about them 20 years that you've just wasted. Nah, man. That's what happens when what? Lying eyewitnesses take the stand and say, this person done this one, that person didn't. The Lord don't want us to do that. He don't want us to kill the righteous and the innocent. Meaning, back in this time, people that did break some of God's laws, they would be stoned to death. Now, you can't get an innocent man stoned to death based off, I think it was him. You thinking ain't good enough. It could be wrong. Have you ever thought that you could be wrong? Read on.
That was it.
All right, then. 1 second. So now we're going to pick up Exodus 23 and 8 in the Hebrew. Give me 1 second. All right, Exodus chapter 23 and 8 in the Hebrew. Wash a cud la'ah for quack kaya hashakad ya iwara pequamium wayas the buyer tazadakium. What gar la'ah falaka taza what a farm yada ifam afar na pash hazar kaya garayam hayayafam ba'aratazar matazarium. Shanayam for Zarai Afar Arataza what Aspaf Afar for Afar Wahashab Shab ya Ifa Fasha Matna what not to Shafar what a kalan afayanya aymar waya faram fa'akal kayaf hashadar khan fa Aisha lakaramak Lazayafa. So lucky that's not a Shashafar Yam for Aisha ma Aisha yak waba yam hasha ba aya fasha baf lama Iwan yana wak shaba rock wakamarak wayana pash ban ama fak wahagar wabakal ashar ama rafia ala yakam fashaman washam alahayam akarayam la'a fazaka yaran la'a yashama'ai la payak.
Right.
No, all right, then. It's like sitting. All right, then. All right, that's it. All right, so now we are Exodus chapter 23 and verse. Where did we read down to? 8. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, Exodus chapter 23 and verse 8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise. So now that gift is what? You see, once upon a time in England, people used to pay off the judges. They'd pay off the judges for what? So they don't get sentenced, man. They'll say to the judge, I'll give you 2 million if you find me not guilty. Now, with us, we can't do that, man. You can't pay off the people that's supposed to judge you, man. We ain't supposed to receive no gift. Meaning, because you know this man's rich and he can pay you 20 million, you never have to work again. You ain't supposed to say, all right then, for 20 million, I'm going to write off all the wrongs you've done. We can't do that. We have to be fair, man. We have to make sure justice is served. Once you start doing that, justice will never be served. And guess what will happen? People feel like they're above the law and they can do whatever they want and just know that they got money behind them. They can pay off everything. Like how this system works today. They pay their way out of certain situations. So it says, keep thee far from a false matter and the innocent and Slacky, that's the wrong way. It says, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. Meaning what? You was righteous at one stage, but now you've received the gift, and now you're not doing righteous judgments no more, man. You know it's wrong for a man to commit adultery, steal, rob, but because you received the gift, you be like, okay, then it's acceptable for this man to rob, it's acceptable for this man to steal. You can't get paid off. It's wrong for you to get paid off. That's what that's talking about. It says, also thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Now, fake Israelites say, oh, you was in the land of Egypt and you know what it was like to be oppressed by the Egyptians. This ain't talking about that. When it says, you know what it's like to be a stranger in the land of Egypt, it's talking about we went into Egypt as strangers and Joseph was there, our brother. Now, we didn't know who Joseph was at the time. Joseph was a stranger to us. We knew who he was, but we didn't know who he was at that time. And we was a stranger in that land, and Joseph treated us with brotherhood. The correlation this is making is what? Your brothers that you don't know, when they come to your city, you treat them with brotherhood. That's what it's talking about. The correlation here that you were strangers in Egypt is talking about the brotherhood between the rest of the tribes of Israel and Joseph. That's what it's talking about. This ain't talking about them Egyptians oppressing you. This is talking about that. Now, these fake Israelites will say that it means that because they want you to be nice to everyone. They want you to be respectful to everyone. They want you to love everybody. When this strangers in Egypt was talking about when we went down into Egypt because there was a famine. So there was a famine where we was. So we went down into Egypt, and what did Joseph say? Send your youngest brother. Wait here, and whatnot. He gave them stuff. He gave them more than they needed. So much that they went back and thought, oh my gosh, he's done this by accident. Remember, they were strangers. That's what that's talking about. It's talking about if a brother comes to your land, you treat him good, man. Because you know what it was like when you went into Egypt, not knowing anyone there, and you came back with all this extra corn and whatnot. This is talking about how Joseph treated us. That's how we must treat every brother that comes to our land. That's what that's talking about. Let me read on. Seeing you were strangers in the land of Egypt. It says, and 6 years thou shalt sow thy land and shalt gather in the fruits thereof. So now 6 years, you sow your land, meaning what? You lace what you want to grow. Like you plant your seeds and whatnot. And shalt gather in the fruits thereof. Then once those fruits is grown, you gather them fruits. You gather them for 6 years. It says, but the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat. So after that, you let the land lie still, man. Meaning what? Because with the certain minerals in the ground that it needs to heal over time, it needs to heal. Like the Bible is real science is in the Bible, and this is why you're realizing it now with COVID-19. What are they saying? Oh, the ozone layer is healing again. The weather's going to be better because of all of this, because of that. The waters is cleaner. The air's cleaner. Why? Because people are staying in their house and finally letting the land get some rest. Because Esau never lets this land get some rest. He just pollutes it. Whereas with us, the Lord said, let our land rest, and then it heals. And this is why there's so much GMO about and everything, man. Because why? Esau don't let the land rest. He bleeds until there's nothing left. It says, but the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat. So you leave the fruits and whatever you grow, so the poor of your people can eat. So these poor Israelites that can't afford it would have food. Whereas not like these restaurants today that throw everything in the bin. These restaurants throw everything in the bin, man. Whereas the Lord said, leave some for the poor of your people. And what they leave, the beast of the field shall eat. So you leave some for them animals as well, man. In like manner, thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and with thy olive yard. So back then we had vineyards and olive yards. You deal with all of your lands like that, same way. Work it for 6 years. You need a year to rest, man. Let that dirt heal, man. Let that dirt heal, man. And then after the year is up, you can go right back to it, man. But we be so greedy that we just want to work it all year round, all year round, all year round. And verse 12 says, 6 days shalt thou do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest. So you went to work for 6 days. This ain't talking about the Sabbath, you have to sit down in the dark. This is talking about the slaveries that we used to do, man. Back then it was a job because you was working for your own people. So you'd work for 6 days, and then the 7th day was a day off for you to get some rest, man. When it says rest, it's like work, talking about a rest day. That's what the Sabbath of rest is, a rest day from work. Now, everyone's entitled to what? 2 rest days in the UK. So you will work for 5 days, and then you're allowed to have 2 rest days. Now, on your rest days, does it mean you have to sit in the house in the dark? No, man, but they call it a rest day because it's your rest from work. So whatever you decide to do, you're allowed to do. All you're doing is resting from work, meaning you don't go to work. That's what the Sabbath is, the day where you would get a day off from work. You can go play golf on that day, go play football on that day. This is your one day off from work for you to have a rest day from, like, say you're a chef. Say you're a chef and you're cooking 6 days a week. Now, this rest day is your day off from cooking, man. You don't need to fry up no dumpling on this day, man. You ain't got to cook nothing on this day. This is your rest day, meaning you can finally put your feet up. And if you know about being a chef and cooking, do you know how long it is long being in the kitchen, man? So you deserve rest. Like the Lord sees it fair that a black man must get some rest, man. Whereas your oppressor, he don't want to give you a rest day. He wouldn't like you to have a rest day. That's why some jobs, before it was no jobs was open on the weekend, but what did they start to do? Certain things is open 7 days a week now. Meaning what? He's willing to work people to death 7 days a week. Says, rest that thine ox and thine ass may rest. Listen, man, the Lord even cares about your animals, man. Let them get some rest, man. You're going to work them into an early grave, making them work 7 days a week, man. And the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. And that the son of the handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. So you have to give them a day off, man. Listen, man, you've got handmaids. You have to give them a day off so they can be refreshed. Meaning what? What does it mean to be refreshed? It means to recover, man. They need to rest and recover and lie down for a bit and relax and do whatever they like to do and have a day off from work. That's what that's talking about. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. Meaning what? We ain't meant to be mentioning none of these. No, does it mean you can't say the names? No, man. It's talking about when black parents say things like this how you know this book's black. But what the Lord's saying is right here is basically what black parents say to you, man. Like you want pocket money, but you ain't cleaned the house, and your parents say, "Don't even let me hear you playing outside. Don't even let me hear it come out of your mouth." The Lord's saying the same thing here. Don't even let me hear the names come out of your mouth. Like, don't even think. What the Lord's saying is, don't even think about even mentioning those other gods. Don't even think those other gods can do anything for you, man. That's what the Lord's saying. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days. So what? This is one of the free feasts that we keep to the Lord. We keep all of them. But the Lord said 3 times in the year the men must come before him. This was back then. 7 days as a commanding the time appointed of the month Abib. Abib is the first month in the Hebrew calendar. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. Meaning back then you had to come with some sort of sacrifice, man. A lamb, a goat, whatever the Lord required. When it says none shall appear empty, meaning you wasn't supposed to come without a sacrifice back then. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors. Harvest is what? When everything's ripe and ready, everything's ready to harvest, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread. Meaning what? When you appear before God at this time and you offer up a sacrifice like a burnt offering, you ain't supposed to offer it up with leavened bread. You just offer up that sacrifice on its own, not with no leavened bread. That's what that's saying. Neither shall the fat of thy sacrifice remain until the morning. Neither shall the meat of that beast remain until the morning, man. None of this, I'm going to save it for later and this and that. No, none of it shall remain until the morning. Now, some people use these scriptures to say that, if you cook meat, you can't eat it 2 days later. That's a damn lie. This right here is talking about a sacrifice. Now, the meat that you cook at home, that's not a sacrifice. That's just meat that you've cooked. So you can have that for 2 days, 3 days, and whatnot. And this is why it's very important that you come to the I.S.U.P.K, man. Because there's some of these fake Israelite groups have you thrown away some good meat, man. They have you buy meat, cook it, and then you believe that nothing can remain until tomorrow. The reason why it said nothing can remain until tomorrow, because this was a sacrifice. The meat that you've got in your house cooking for your family, that meat ain't a sacrifice, man. You can have that for 3 days, 4 days, have it for as long as you want. The first of the first fruits of thy land, thou shalt bring into the house of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. Meaning while it is still breastfeeding, you ain't supposed to kill its mother or the baby while it's still on the breast, man. That's what that's talking about. Behold, yeah, that's what it's talking about. People try to use this to say, you can't eat meat and cheese, you can't eat cheeseburgers. That's another lie. Of course you can eat cheeseburgers, man. This right here is talking about a baby goat or whatnot, and the mom, or a lamb and whatnot, while it's still weaned from the breast, and while it's still on the breast. That's what that's talking about. It's not talking about you can't eat meat and cheese together. Of course you can. Behold, I send the angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. And with that, that's where we're going to finish off today. So we're going to do the Lord's Prayer one more time. We're just going to do the Lord's Prayer, and then we're out of here. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abba Shabbat Shabbayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Melachaka, Baba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawar, Hayah, Washamayim, Nafamlinawa, Lakom, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakinawa, Kabawafinawa, Kasalakinawa, Kabawafinawa, Wala'ah, Fabi'ainawa, Banasayawan, Abol, Habashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kayal, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahaba'araf, Iwalamyam, Amen. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. All right, Shalom, Israel. Well, also remember getting these classes, man. We got classes Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. till 9. And we also got the Sabbath service on Saturdays, man. Come on down to that Sabbath service. On Friday, we also got what on the ends. Friday, we also got on the ends, man. Excellent shows, man, topics and everything. Come on down to those. Call the school. Give the school a call, man. And get up in here, man. You don't want to be wasting time, man. The Bible says make it election sure. Ain't no way surer to make it sure than getting in here, man. Getting in this one body of Christ, man. This is the only body of Christ. Getting here, man, ASAP. You see all the death and destruction around you and whatnot. People dropping dead from COVID-19. People dropping dead from everything, man. People scared out of their minds. Like the rest of the world is running scared, except us, man. Everybody else is social distancing, afraid for their life, except us. This is why you need to be here and get this fearless spirit, man. You need to be here and get the spirit of the Lord, man. With that, shalom. All right, I'll see you on Monday. Shalom.